Hi, everybody. I got a story for you. So, I am one of those people who is open to trying new things, but with that comes at an exception. There are some things where I'll try it once, but I don't really want to try it anymore after that. If that does that make sense to you? Um, it happened last night over the course of the month. Since I turned 18 years old, my dad has been bugging me to try weed with him, pot with him. I'm one of those people who say pot. Um, I don't like saying the word weed because weed reminds me of garden weeds, so I just say pot. So I tried smoking once. I vaped it, did not like it, and I don't really understand why I don't like vaping it. And I tried smoking it, and I'm still really bad at smoking it. If that makes sense to you. Like, I know how to smoke it, it's just something about it not really feeling that good for me. So, over the course of my 2017, I begged my dad to make an edible for me. And he kept telling me, and everybody I know on Google Plus keeps telling me to get used to smoking it first. If you eat an edible before you're used to smoking it, the high will you won't be used to it. That's what everybody tells me. Stupid me, I didn't listen to them, and I paid the price for it. So I tried a cookie the other day. Dad gave me a cookie. It was like just barely. He told me that it just had a little bit of butter on it. So I tried the cookie and nothing happened to me. And mind you, this was after months and months of only smoking it with him, and even then, there's barely any. So I am not used to smoking it pretty much at all. Now, so I think it was yesterday. I am not used to smoking at all. I had no plans to. But I remember I was in my trailer cleaning it out since as you may or may not know, after my accident, I moved into the house. I've been living in my trailer for quite a while. And I was in my trailer and Dad told me, "Come here, I got something for you." So I come over to his trailer and he tells me that he has a brownie for me. And first thing that comes through my mind, oh my goodness, this is it. What I've been wanting, what I've been asking for. There's a brownie right in front of me. Of course, he doesn't tell me, he told me not to eat the whole thing because obviously it has a lot of pot in it. So he gave me a very small portion that had very little pot in it, right? And I remember eating it. I took bites out of it. I ate it like a bunny rabbit, where you just take something and you nibble at it in an effort to savor it instead of just stuffing the whole thing in your mouth. You can do that though. You can just stuff it in your mouth and chew it for a while, and you can savor it that way. But I prefer to just nibble on stuff. So I nibbled on it, and for like the next 5 minutes, I felt flushed a little bit. But Dad told me it couldn't have been because of the pot because I so what I'm looking for. For one, it's been only 5 minutes, so it could be because I'm malnourished, because I didn't eat that much that day. I ate a bowl of cereal, a bowl of popcorn, and a bowl of crackers. So, that happened to me. I remember it wasn't until I walked back to the house that I started feeling stuff. I remember I was stomping on the ground all the way back to the house, and I've been watching a lot of regular show lately. I got a Hulu membership just recently, and I've been binge watching regular show. I'm on season 3 because I want to watch the entire show. I remember there's one episode, Terror Tales of the Park, I think it's called, where Rigby jumps out of a bush, right? And he's wearing a bandit mask. And he screams, "Gimme candy, lady!" at the top of his voice. And that single line that was like in my head, I was repeating that over and over again. And in between each phrase, I would always say "rig B." This was like in my head, and I knew I was feeling something, but not that much. And then I was in the kitchen and I started dancing uncontrollably. I wanted to say something to my dad, but I didn't say anything yet. I remember I was dancing around uncontrollably in the kitchen, and I was like walking back to my TV room because I was gonna watch it. And let me just tell you one thing: watching regular show while high on pot is a terrible idea. That show is weird, but when you're sober, um, basically when you're sober, that show is fine. It's weird, but not way too weird. But when you're high, that show, it makes a lot more sense to you, if that makes sense, because, ugh. So I was watching the episode of regular show where Muscle Man couldn't stop flexing his pecs. And that episode, while I was high on pot, that really disturbed me. So then the effects, it just hit me like a truck. People tell me that edibles are supposed to hit you a lot worse than smoking it, and I didn't really understand that. I just was joking. I jokingly believed them. But my heart started racing. I felt lightheaded, and I felt like I was dying for the most part. I remember reading online how how long does it take for pot to wear off? How long does it take for you to come down from pot? And an average high lasts between 2 and 3 hours, and that scared me. So I remember I texted my dad saying, "Never again. I am never smoking pot again. I'm never taking pot again, ever again, ever." And I remember walking over to my dad's trailer, and the only thing that calmed me down was him and I. We were watching home movies a little bit. That show is actually pretty funny. It's one of the best shows I've seen in my life. Um, I'm getting off track here. Regular Show is one of those shows that I can't. Wow, I'm getting a bit of a. I don't know. Anyway, moral of this story: if you're going to try an edible, please listen to the advice that I didn't take. Get used to smoking it before you try an edible. Thank you.